Hey, what's good everyone? Theory here, and today we are back with one of my own matches. This was between me and Benners. Benners playing as VAS and me playing as Ladiva as always. This was from the Unite and Fight tournament run by Moss. If you don't know, it's online, I believe it's bi-weekly at the moment, a European tournament. If you're in Europe, you should definitely go enter. It's free of charge, get to play against some great players, and it's just all around bit of a laugh. We'll get straight into this match. Benners generally has been whacking me up. Like, he's way better than me right now. I think I won our first tournament set very just completely luck based with like an empty jump 720. He completely destroyed me the next time we played in tournament, and then we briefly did a set which he pretty handily beat me. So this is a matchup I've been looking into a little bit. I was kind of more playing off the player than I am the character. So the main thing I would say, my game plan here is I am trying to walk you to the corner and make you overly complacent with your buttons. Because you start the round at Vasaraga's best range, right? And Ben has said this himself. And Ladiva has to work in. And, you know, if Vas has got screen behind him, that means you can just keep walking into that optimal range. I can't really beg a hit, which is difficult because he's got, you know, his far M, 2U, far H, and an amazing fireball that I can't really roll. These are all things that I have to be worried about. So, yeah, you're going to see walk forward block and trying to work around. We've already seen basically the range of the buttons I'm going to be dealing with here. In the corner, not super worried. Vas's pressure is obviously great, but it's not the scariest thing in the world. So it's worth mentioning, when he has armor and he has the charge, that shit's hard for Ladiva to deal with. The charge, you know, when he starts going into his walk, the armor just destroys so much of what Ladiva can do because she doesn't have like a quick multi-hitting attack or anything like that. You really are looking to just block it out or go for an SPD. They're kind of your two options. Occasionally you might jump it just to keep a bit of, you know, visual noise going on, but realistically it's just not easy to deal with. Once you get 720, it becomes a different story. So landing an early 360 here, which is nice. I went for just like a really early read on the pressure, which is probably not smart. Because I had spent my, you know, it's always worth noting when you're playing against Ladiva, like, I do not have headbutt here, right? So my options are I end the string early and go into SPD, or just let it rock, go into SPD. I try and reset with like some staggered jab, walk forward stuff, or I go for lariat to catch you pressing a button or jumping. I go for the lariat here, but realistically, with a health deficit, Benners can take another SPD and it not really be that big of a deal. So the lariat doesn't make too much sense. I basically was trying to not playing respectful enough, let's be honest. So yeah, he's got me at the perfect sort of situation. Life lead, a lot of screen to work with. I'm going to start running into buttons, you know. Once again, still trying to keep that game plan of just walk forward. And this button is such a nightmare to deal with. I definitely need to figure out how I whiff punish 2U. I assume it's with like 2M, but it's just not getting a conversion off that. And yeah, we see that time I tried to end my string early, and he went straight into this like target combo, which makes a lot of sense. And yeah, this is just the difficulty of this matchup here. I'm trying to get into my far M range, but it's very difficult to do so behind his wall of buttons. That is the other option I have. So when I go for this is normally when I'm one, expecting a fireball, or two, expecting a far M. Because it's a high attack level on my far H, it'll beat both those options. Is to make sure that he's playing just not getting too close or too comfortable. It's not an amazing option from Ladiva because obviously it can be crouched. He can start using more 2U to beat it, but it's worth doing. You have to do it. You can't let him just throw fireballs because the fireballs are just so hard to deal with. So yeah, I get a clean hit right here, and this is an amazing way to start rounds. Doing staggered headbutt pressure. I like doing the headbutt pressure like this. It's still my turn after this move, right? You have to be super confident to be able to mash out of it between the string. I keep my own headbutt, so I can then go into EX headbutt. Now, I reset my pressure there, but I don't like how I did that. I reset the 2 hits of the target combo into another jab. And realistically, from that jab, in the old version, if the jab counter hits or it hits crouching, I can get a sweep. Or even if it hits standing, sorry. If it hits standing, I can get a sweep. So that's why I go for it. It's like, I can hit confirm that one jab, get a sweep afterwards. Not the case in this patch, so I need to take that out of my mind. If I am going for the jab, follow up with a headbutt, an EX headbutt, or just don't go for it and cancel the target combo into the headbutt. There's some like easy little changes I need to make there. Just happily blocking out that walk forward, not a big deal. Still got the corner positioning, and once again, game over. Catch him overextending with his buttons. So now you'll see. I'll be honest, I don't realize this until way later in the match, but this is one of the things that makes him obviously a very good player. You can see everything that happened here. This is what we call, well, what some people call a fuzzy jump. I am not going to call it a fuzzy jump because I think the terminology is kind of dumb. Fuzzies have gone everywhere. It's a delay jump. Basically, what he does is, you saw there just briefly, he crouched, then he jumped. Crouch block, jump. That's all it is. What this means, because there is throw-in vulnerability on wake up, like you can't be thrown on frame 0 of getting up. I believe it's 6 frames after you've got up, then you can be thrown. So that means he just essentially blocks for those 6 frames, then jumps, or jumps on a 6th frame, meaning he can't be thrown, and if I meaty him, it will be blocked. The way you deal with this as the Ladiva player is you do a delay button, or you go for something like a jump. I do not clock on to the fact he's doing this because I just don't see it that often until way later. I think it's in the last game I clock onto it and punish it properly. This is so important if you are playing against Ladiva. This shuts down things like the empty jump SBD, safe jump, sort of like air quotes 50-50. This makes it go away immediately. Now, obviously, there are things I can do to beat this, but having this little piece of tech in your arsenal is so important. I can't overstate that, especially if you do not have a reversal. It's so important you do this. Even if you do have a reversal, a delay reversal will beat that mix up and block the safe jump, unlike doing it on wake up. So this is really important tech. Delaying, using the fact that there are 6 frames of thrown vulnerability, like use that to your advantage to be able to like do these little option selects to get yourself out of pressure. Please do it. It will make you a million times better so quickly. But I do not clock onto this immediately, get punished. It's tough out here. And that gets him out of the corner, which really sucks. Now he has super. I do manage to kind of catch him there. I really should be punishing that, because dodging out of headbutt is not real. It's punishable by Ladiva on reaction, but you do have to be ready for it, you know. This is hard to fight back from. Obviously, he can't throw a fireball now, but he doesn't need to. 2U is definitely going to stamp a lot of things out. And I imagine he's using that 2U a bit more now because of me representing that exact button. Even still, that button will catch 2U on startup, so it's not like 2U just makes 5H shit, but it's just got to make him start like reconsidering when he's pressing buttons. Obviously, I am not using the glorious patch we got where you can walk forward and then do headbutt by doing half circle forward. Once again, not using. I did a video on the patch notes and I'm not even fucking using them properly. What a hypocrite. So I get my anti-air grab taken away from me. Just clipping him. I'm not buffering this into anything. Until I get headbutt back, I don't want to buffer my far medium kick, really. You can buffer into lariat, but I would only do it at a range where you're expecting him to put a button out. He's not going to be able to just walk up and block. I wanted a meaty overhead there. It's just like a manual timing meaty overhead that gives me a full combo. Didn't land it. You know, those things happen. Can't stress about it too much. Just slowly keep trying to keep that corner position. Just very risk-free. I don't know. I think that must have been I don't particularly remember, but it feels like an input error. Ah, man. Dropping a lot here. So I noticed that this didn't look like anything to me, so I just go for the jabs. He's crouching, so I could have actually got a sweep, but the patch has got me second guessing myself. I'm just not comfortable with it yet. Yeah, it's not getting the right conversions, annoyingly. But it's fine. We're still, we're working him. Well, we're not anymore. But like these are small adjustments that are gonna get made as we play more and more and more of the game. It's no big deal. But his neutral is just super strong here. I do think I've got the right game plan. I think mixing things like jump in there would be important as well. This is also good. Walk forward, insta blocking. Like if we actually look at the meters here, like despite him being the active one, I actually have the fucking meter advantage, and that's from walking forward. That's from instant blocking. Even though the fireballs are just a wall that is so hard to get past, from instant blocking, from making sure I'm walking forward between each one, I am at the meter advantage, which is so fucking important. Like I was saying, I do think I could be jumping a little bit more here. Obviously, it's very hard to get into a range where her jumps are super threatening, but just giving him something else, a little bit to think about in the back of his head, is very important, Catch him trying to mix up. Once again, I'm just doing the wrong mix there, man. Yeah, catch him out of the walk forward. He was getting a bit too gassed up and close. Nice. You see, this is such a good player. He you get away with so many light headbutts versus players because they've just learned to respect you too much. Immediately reacts and punishes me. Like that's it's not plus. You can do this. It's your turn. It's -2 on block. It's your turn after Ladiva does the light headbutt. Benos recognizes this and immediately punishes. You need to be able to tell the difference between light and heavy. It's super important. Super important. Yeah. Clash not working out for me there. Realistically, I should have gone straight into SPD. That can punish. Do catch a little bit of a mishap with his string though. So that's fine. We're still keeping that corner positioning, but my meaty's just not on point. Getting thrown in is all coming up him. It was kind of a misplaced tackle though, so I did manage to get a little bit of momentum out of it. I think I tried to command throw again, but yeah, there's just little adjustments I need to make here and there. Definitely, it just feels as if my offense is getting shut down, and that's not due to oh, you're just guessing wrong. No, that's because he's using really good defensive tools versus me, and everyone should be taking note of that. I also think it's quite telling how much he's blocking this, because I'm going for this very similar mix-ups a lot of the time, and that's why it's working, right? It's because I'm doing the same mix-up, so he's just not giving him enough to think about. That'll be an easy big punish on this. Get the sweep, get to run Oki. I'm still trying to do those delay. Man, I hate the nerfs so much. I would have got a sweep after that. Everything's got me second guessing myself. Yeah, once again, a messed up string for him leaves him open to a 720. Man, I'm super second guessing myself. These nerfs, not being able to combo into sweep. I hit the jab and I'm like, oh, what the fuck do I do now? Man, it's hard out here. It's hard. But I do make a little comeback there, which always feels good. As Ladiva, the cool thing about playing a grappler in general is you always have the opportunity to make a comeback, and it's important to keep that at the top of your head. So you never get completely disheartened, because you can just come back with one or two good mix-ups. He's representing a lot more jumps here, which is cool from his part, because he is now just I'm thinking about different things. I'm trying to do the same back to him though. Nice little dodge. Yeah, the mix is just not there, is it? I think just throwing in all these different options would have been better. I actually think neutral wise, I'm doing okay. By the way, this was the point where in my brain I went, oh, he's doing delay jumps. I saw this whiff and I was like, oh, all right, I get it now. I know what I need to do. So I just want to knock down so I can kind of represent that tech. This is heartbreaking. I know exactly what happens here. So you see that I just do a delay close heavy. Now, if I wasn't a fucking moron, I would have just gone into 720 here. You can just clean 720 by instead do the target combo, get confused because I didn't have the anti-air grab. I don't know what to do. It's fine. It works out. But yeah. Oh my God, what a drop. I could have thrown that round so very easily. But yeah, that was the exact moment I was like, oh, okay, delay jumps. Be ready for that now. He's got stuff. He's got tech. Once again, please use this versus Ladiva. It's really important. Does open you up to mad damage, but still. I'm annoyed that I didn't confirm that. Yeah, you see I'm mixing up my strings now. Finally. All it takes is one nice hit and you're like, oh, okay, all right, I'm a Ladiva player. I don't need to be worrying about shit. Let's have fun. I think I should go for the knockdown more here. Like, I know why I'm doing these standing resets. I don't think they're bad. Like, VAS has slow-ass buttons. But realistically, like, the safe jump setups are super good too. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, this is me worrying about the command throw on block and holding up back. But really, if I do that, I should be looking for the flash before I start holding up back. I shouldn't be doing it just because I'm worried. I think the exact same happens here. Block it out, up back, thinking the command throw is coming, get caught. Yeah, I shouldn't be doing that. I actually don't know. I am assuming that you can't dodge that fireball and punish it. I would assume, but he's kind of a slow character, so maybe. This is a matchup I'm looking forward to labbing properly. I get caught out there trying to lariat at him. That to you. It's you got like I do think throwing things out like lariat, and this was once again like okay, you can see my game plan in this entire round, right? So the whole thing, like I've been speaking about, is I don't think I'm giving him enough things to think about. So I go for run up dodge, which I haven't done yet. And then I'm like, okay, cool, right. Let me lariat. Doesn't work out, unfortunately, but still something in the back of his head, like, oh, not throwing any buttons out now. And then the sweep to catch him walking. So all of that is like, you can see there's like loads of little mind games. I give him I whiff the boot, not intentionally. I didn't fucking intentionally whiff far H, but I throw the boot out, which makes him go like, oh, okay, like he's looking for a button, like to catch something on start up, which creates a little bit of hesitation, and like walking, which allows for things like 2U. You got to think of it like that. Once again, the delay there allowed me to catch his jump. Doing close L into heavy is a good way, another good way to catch those delay jumps, because if you go for the normal frame trap, it won't really work. And it's worth also mentioning that like the throw-in vulnerability on a blocked opponent is way worse than it is on a hit opponent and on a wake-up opponent. So block mix-ups are generally far better, far better. So let's think about everything we saw here. What did we do wrong? I think I wasn't creative. Like, it didn't feel like I was being expressive with my aggression. Like, Benner's had a piece of tech that it took me way too long to catch on to, which is very frustrating. If we just look at the number of SPDs I got that match compared to other matchups, it's very clear that he was reading me properly, because I wasn't varying my options correctly. I wasn't catching on to like the late jumps. There was a lot going on there that I wasn't punishing, and he was really on point with. And that basically set me up to be a bit scared of mixing him, like, because none of my SPDs are working, right? Obviously, I'm going to be scared. But I think it's quite a good learning experience, because actually my neutral was pretty okay. I normally find that matchup hard in regards to the neutrals. So actually feeling as if I was doing good in neutral I didn't get any of my far heavies punished. You know, that's always a good sign. I used lariat once and it didn't work. I used 2U in neutral once and it worked. I got a lot of far medium kicks into headbutts blocked, which is good because that's where Ladiva thrives. You know, there was a lot of little exchanges there which were really good for me. The pressure was just not there. I think my defense, I need to lab up his strings properly, learn some responses to what he's doing. But yeah, it was a cool match. Really enjoyed playing against Bennis. He's a really good player, so it's cool to see those options. And yeah, I've said it like 5 times now, but if you do play a character without a reversal, please learn to do like the delay jumps, the delay whatevers you need to do, because they're very, very important. Probably stop calling them fuzzies because it's kind of annoying and everyone calls everything a fuzzy now. It's fine, but whatever. Anyway, hopefully that was enjoyable for you. Go sign up to these tournaments. It's fun as fuck. Just chilling in the evening, glass of wine, play some fucking Grand Blue online. It's good shit. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Hope you're all doing well and have a good evening.